This is my MVS collection. It's very minimal, very small, because I collect games that I love, that I'm passionate about. I don't collect for the sake of just collecting. I buy games that I really, really like. I just cannot be one of those collectors that just buy shit just to say to complete the library or whatever, or the series. I give two shits less about that. Now, the only games I actually do really want is 1945 Strikers Plus. I really would love to have that in my collection. Mark of the Wolves, yes or no, because I already own it on emulators, Dreamcast, PS4, 360. You know, that game has been ported all over the place. So it's kind of like I do want it, but at the same time I don't. But it is a great, excellent, amazing fighting game. Now let's start this video. Now, majority of these papers that are on these cases was printed on a Xerox machine, a high-end Xerox machine, thanks to a friend of mine. And a different type of paper that Southtown uses. Southtown uses a cardboard paper, but his printing is just, the pictures is off. It doesn't look great. It's just very low end compared to printing it on your own with high-end Xerox machines. You're gonna get better quality. I'm using a different paper. If anyone's curious what paper I use, I'll post the link on the description. I got very lucky with that paper because the box came damaged from Amazon. Complained to Amazon. Amazon told me, you know, you keep the paper and we'll give you a refund. So I lucked out. I saved some good money because papers are very, very expensive. And so I'm using a different type of paper, but the only problem with that paper, when you try to slide it in the case, it's a pain in the balls, just to let you know. But overall, if you have a Xerox machine, if you have a precise cutter and all that good stuff, you got all the proper tools, you can print it your own, and you'll have a excellent printing paper quality compared to what you get. But you know, you're paying $3, you're not going through all that work. So it's really up to the consumer. Now let's start this video. When it comes to Metal Slug, I don't have 2, I don't have X, I don't have 3, I don't have 4. Because why? Because I've always loved the first Metal Slug. And I don't feel like it's necessary to own all the Metal Slugs on MVS. So the first one is good enough for me. I've always loved the first one. Always been very passionate of the first Metal Slug. Let's get to Waku 7. I forgot to show the back part of the Metal Slug. I'll eventually show the back parts for the other MVS games. So leave it as that. Never opened it. I left it in the plastic. Japanese version, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Japanese version. And I know a lot of these MVS games came out in Korea. Breaker's Revenge. Very underrated fighting game. This is a very good fighting game. I really love this, and this was one of my top lists to own for MVS, and I'm glad I have that in my collection. Real Bow Special. Another great one here. I actually like this way more than the newcomers, but that's just me. I got really lucky with this one. This is going for a lot of money now, but I got it off, how you call it? Quarter Arcade or something like that. I got it with the NAM 1975, and I got a really good price. My brother actually hooked me up with this, which is nice. Oh, dropped on the floor. Let's pick that up. Put it back where it was. There we go. Paid really cheap for this. I was very pleased. This is another classic. Definitely one of my top 5s to own as well. MVS. Let me adjust the chair here. Now, Double Dragon is a pretty decent fighting game. It's very cheap. I highly recommend. You know, if you want to get some cheap MVS games, this is one of them. Pretty dirty, but I really don't care. There's some games that I actually do care that are dirty or not dirty. So, but this case, I'm not sweating it. So you got NAM 1945. This one I got for free from my brother. He gave it to me. I know why. You'll see. Actually, no, this is actually pretty good. It was 2000. It was KOF 2000. The reason why he gave me that one for free. I'll show you why, because the label's kind of messed up. But that's a game that I really don't care too much. I'll get into that why. I don't care too much about KOF 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, because I was just never a fan of that striker gimmick. Always hated that. But that's just me. Bring in KOF 98. I remember when this first came out on the Dreamcast. I had to get it. I begged my dad. I was in Toys R Us over there in New Jersey. And I begged him. I was like, you have to get this for me. I believe it was like 50 bucks. He looked at me like, damn, man, I really don't have 50 bucks on me. But he sacrificed and got me the game. I was super happy. I would just play like weeks and months of 98. Similar to when I got 97 on the Sega Saturn. That was good times, man. I was in the room. It was summertime. I was sweating my balls off, but I would play the hell out of that game. Now we got Shock Troopers. Now, Shock Troopers, I don't like Part 2. Part 2, you know, Part 2 is not bad. Part 2 was okay, but this one was just so much better, and the 2D sprites were awesome. So, this wasn't my top list, but this was pretty pricey. But, it was just a must. Glad I have it in my collection. Blazing Star. We got Blazing Star here. The thing with Blazing Star is, you know, pretty much the majority of games I'm going to own on MVS is going to be fighting games. So I really needed a shoot 'em up. And I would have loved to have Strikers 1945 plus, but I actually wanted this more. And I got it. But hopefully I could add 1945 in the near future. But Blazing Star is an excellent shoot 'em up. Now we got Samurai Showdown 2. Now this was bundled with Samurai Showdown 4. Samurai Showdown 4 had a damaged label, so I will eventually show you guys the replaced label. And it was a great bundle. I got a great price, but I mostly just cared for 2. Samurai Showdown 2 and 4 have always been my favorite. Not saying 1 and 3 are bad, or 5 or whatever. But I much preferred 2 and 4 the most out of the series. And I'm really looking forward to the new one that's coming out on PS4. And hopefully it's coming out on PC as well. I don't mind double dipping. I love to support companies that I'm passionate about and that I love. And SNK is one of them. Now this is the replace label. I know a lot of people did not like this one too much because it was just too combo friendly, and that's not what Samurai Showdown was about. But 4 was an excellent fighting game. So this is the replaced label. Looks fresh, looks brand new, but it doesn't bother me too much because, like I said, I think I was aiming for 2 more than 4, but because I saw the good price between both of them, I said, why the hell not? Now you got 96. Every time I think of 96, I think of the soundtrack. I think of the Boss Team. And 96 stood out to me so much when I was a kid because you had Geese Howard in this game, which was so cool. And the music was just phenomenal, especially Crusher's music when he pops up with all that. Man, it's just so many great memories. And this is such an excellent fighting game. It was such a huge upgrade over 95, in my opinion. But you had the Boss Team and that soundtrack. The soundtrack is just It will always be my top 10 soundtrack. This game is just phenomenal. Now let's throw in 2000. Like I said, was not a fan from 99 to 2002 because the whole gimmick of the strikers and all that stuff. Brother gave me this for free. I said, oh, why not? Let me take it. I don't care. I don't care too much of the condition here. So now, mostly my favorite KOFs. This is most likely maybe tied all time with 13. I really like 11. 97 I like. 96 I like. 98 I like. But 2003 and 13 stood out the most for me. But 2003 was definitely one of my favorites. And this was definitely #1 to get on MVS. Along with another game. But this was definitely #1. I needed this in my MVS collection. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, lastly, I actually own 2 copies. I have the cart loose and the other one complete with stickers and all that stuff. And this is pretty expensive, but definitely worth it. It's a broken ass game. There's balance issues, but still, it was so cool to actually see SNK actually make their own versus game with Capcom, and that was so cool back then. And there you go, guys. That's my little bullshit MVS collection. And I appreciate everyone who watched this video. If you want to drop comments, be my guest. We'll have a nice little conversation or whatever. You guys let me know how you like my collection. What are your favorite games? And so on. So I appreciate your time. And thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for subbing, supporting, and liking my videos. I really do appreciate that. You guys have a great day, and you guys take care.